Headphones.
Good afternoon. You're listening to WKWQ 100.7 FM. We are indeed Gullah People's Radio, your community radio station. We are indeed the soul of the city. We say good afternoon to you and welcome this afternoon. We have this afternoon, Thurman Lofton is in the studio, the host of Motivation Moments. This program is normally heard each and every Thursday afternoon at 4:30 p.m., but due to some scheduling challenges, the program will air in about 1 minute right here on WKWQ with the host of Motivational Moments, Thurman Lofton. So let's go down to the microphone of Thurman Lofton.
Thank you. You got it. Welcome everyone to Motivational Moments with Thurman Lofton. I am your host for today. Thank you so much for taking out time out of your busy day to be with us on today. As was said, that today is a different scheduling day. On next week, we will be back to our regular time, which is on Thursday, every Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at WKWQ FM 100.7, the Gullah People's Radio, the voice of the Low Country. So thank you again, as always, for taking time out to be with us on today. We are excited that we have a great show lined up for you today and a great guest that is lined up for today. Those of you that are driving home on today, please be careful with today's weather and pay attention to the road. And those of you that are live streaming right now, thank you so much for taking out time out of your busy day to be with us. On today, we have a very, very special guest. First of all, she is my friend. She is my sister. We have the one and only WWE Lacey Evans in the building. Drum roll.
Lord, thank you for having me, Lofton. Or should I say Thurman, but I'm used to calling him Lofton, so.
All the same, all the same. So we are really excited today to have Lacey here on today. But before we actually go further into our content on today, for those of you that are listening in your cars on your way home, and those of you that are live streaming, if you would like to call in and ask some questions or make a comment about what we're going to talk about today, which we are talking about a champion's mindset. A champion's mindset, that's what we are talking about on today, folks. So if you would like to call in, the phone number here is 843-379-1010. Again, the phone number is 843-379-1010. One announcement, this show is sponsored by a good friend of mine, Josh Dallin, for Ballinger Realty. You can reach out to him at 843-263-4824. And as always, don't forget to vote. We are closely approaching that time where we need to vote. So get out and vote. And with all the announcement out of the way, that is all of the upcoming community events. Let's get right into our show so that we maximize our time with the one and only Lacey Evans, who's with us on today, where we are going to have a discussion about champions mindset. So let's, I guess we'll just go ahead and get started with what does it actually mean to have a champion's mindset?
Well, if only I was a champion in WWE. I'm heading that way, though. It's in your mind. It's the way that you look at things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly off the top of my head what the definition of champion is, but when you think of a champion, you think of somebody who has mastered, who has a confidence, who has a drive like no other. And so as a mother, as a wife, as a friend, as a Marine, I could think of so many titles that I wake up every day and have to put my best foot forward. And that in itself, that putting your best foot forward mentality, that right there is a champion mindset.
And it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy being a champion, but you know what? Some people,
Yes.
Before we get further
Yes.
into what you were talking, before we get further into the content, what else? You know what I was thinking about with everything that is going on today. People are going through a very tough time. They're struggling. They have things that they want to do in life. They have things that they want to accomplish. But you know what? We are here today to let you know that you can switch it up. You can change the game. You can change the speed. You can change the pace of the way that things are. You don't have to sit and wait to respond to the way that things are. A champion's mindset, and that's what we're talking about today, is you. It's you. You don't have to have a specific title. It's all in your mind, and that is what we're going to help you to do on today. So Wesley is calling in on today. He called in a little bit earlier, so we're going to take that phone call. If you'd like to call in, 843-379-1010. Lacey, you got this phone call.
Hello, Wesley, are you there?
Hello, Lacey. How are you? Happy Tuesday, and happy Tuesday to Truman Lofton.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy Tuesday.
Thank you, guys. I hope you guys' day is going great. It's great to be productive and busy, but also, like, we always have a mission to do what we need to get done with our goals, our accomplishments. It's always great to have a routine and keep at it.
Thank you, Wesley. Here's a quick question for you. Since our topic is championship mindsets, and what is it that you do every day mentally that prepares you to not only take on the day, but successfully accomplish your goals?
Yes, I always, every week I plan everything out my planner for like my workouts, for studying school, with work, also spending time with family, like with my parents, my brothers, nieces and nephews, and I also need time, and there's also like, there's times like, life is always stressed out, but we always have a choice, so that I do the practice or not, but I always like find way to, not be stressed out or, filter out anything that's negative and laugh and also like write letters and always be happy.
Right.
I struggle with the learning disability Asperger's, but I just never let that define me. And I just see that as my superpower to always like, with art and crafts and also with being creative with every outlet that I'm faced with.
Wow. Well, thank you for calling in, Wesley. And that information and guidance was awesome. I think it's something that me and Lofton do all the time. I mean, as far as writing down our goals. But one thing that you mentioned in there that I feel is probably one of the most motivational for me myself. I mean, my daughter is my family is everything to me, and in our busy lives, when we're out there grinding to achieve these goals, and whether it's career or education, let's not forget why we do it. Like, why do we want to be champions to begin with? And that's something that you do. You said make sure to make time for your family.
Definitely. Lacey, the quote that you said that really inspired me, that, I don't want to, I kind of like broke down with a good thing. When you mentioned this quote when you were at, when you spoke to the Up Up Down with Xavier Woods on his podcast. Sorry if I'm trying to break down.
No, man, keep it together. Tell us. It'll help more people out there. What was it?
Yeah, when you said it doesn't matter how much money you make, you never forget where you came from, and you are absolutely right. That really touched me and my family because I also grew up on a farm. My family's from Ecuador, and I have family in Italy as well, and we grew up in a farm, and we raised animals, and we raised cattle and all that, and we learned how to cook, we learned how to hunt and all that stuff, and I was like, wow, this is why I have so much respect for you as not only a motivational person, but as a person, as a soul out there. Thank you.
Well,
thank you so much.
Thank you, Wesley. Thank you for calling in. Have a good Tuesday, and I appreciate that. It motivates me to continue to use my platform and surround myself with good people like Lofton to be here today. So have a good one, Wesley.
Thank you, and enjoy your days, guys, and have an awesome day.
You too,
Thank
Wesley.
you.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Phone number 843-379-1010. Those of you that are online watching us right now, you can call in and give us your thoughts as we are talking about a championship mindset. Wesley called in, has some outstanding and great words. If you put those two things together, if you understand where I'm coming from, about a champion's mindset. And, the most important thing about it, what also stuck out to me from what Wesley said, and this is what we're talking about on today, is
Right.
You have, as a champion, you have to have a why. What is your why? What is your reason for doing what you're doing? Most people are losing the reason for doing what they're doing because they're doing it for somebody else.
Right.
No, you got to do it for yourself. You got to get up and do it for yourself. You can't live your life for anybody else. You got to live it for yourself. And that's what we're talking about.
Right.
You have to be your own champion. Who's going to motivate the motivator?
Exactly.
You are.
And that Lofton, there's a quote that I always use when I'm on the road and doing these is you can't fill somebody else's cup if your cup's empty. So,
Yeah.
you have got to put yourself first. And as a mother, that was one of the hardest things that I had to do and realize, like, down to your self-care. I mean, even sometimes the facials, yoga, the mental stress relief. And you've got to figure it, because let me tell you something, if you, as women, as human beings, if we don't make sure that our stress isn't taken care of, that our health isn't taken care of, and that we're not happy, that we're not motivated, how in the heck are we going to look at our children, lift them up, and say, you go out there and give it the best that you have, when you're not doing it yourself?
Yes.
That doesn't mean don't chase after your goals and your dreams in order to be financially successful and happy, but make sure that as you go out there and kick ass and take names and chase these dreams, you stop and make sure that yourself is energized, that yourself is happy, because it's going to make you a better mom, a better parent, a better employee, a better everything across the board. So, I mean, a lot of times it may seem selfish, but it's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah, it's definitely not. You got to take care of yourself, and being a champion, there are things that you want to do in this life, and you have to go after those things. The phone line's open, guys. 843-379-1010. Just a very brief second here. You are listening to Motivation Moments with Thurman Lofton. Special guest WWE star Lacey Evans is in the building. My good friend, former Marine, hard worker, and we'll kick your butt all at the same time. 843-379-1010. So we're talking about champion's mindset. For those of you that just got off of work, you have to have a why on why you're doing things, and you have to follow that why down the road. But
Okay,
who we've established who we're a champion for and why, but then comes adversity. How do you handle that?
That's how you spell it.
Adversity.
I mean, one day at a time, because that's going to hit you from left and right and in so many different ways. But it's back to mindset. You have to be able to realize every given situation and what you're going to do about it. And it's one thing I always say is, never become a victim of your circumstance, because sometimes that's the easiest thing you can do, is sit there and waller in what I would call self-pity, because sometimes it's hard, you get tired. Well, that's Aaron from Texas is calling in. But real quick, before we answer this call, when it comes to adversity, when it comes to those shots that you're taking left and right, that life, and you just can't seem to take that deep breath, it's literally just taking a step back. And instead of going head on into the problems, and just take a deep breath and look at the situation. And like Wesley, the caller that just called in, is like, write down the issues, write down your mindset, the good, the bad, the ugly, and one little bullet point at a time in life, starting with your first cup of coffee, starting with your, the homeschooling with the kids that's going on right now. And like, if that is what's weighing heavy, write it down, take some of that weight off, put it on a piece of paper. One of my good friends, Diamond Dallas Page, says, if you think it, ink it. And that's not only just for, motivation or your goals, but that's for adversity too. You know what I mean? Like, see what is write down what is taking those shots, so that way you can fire back, one round at a time. I think we have a caller.
Yes, we're going to go to, moving along. We're going to take Aaron from Texas. Who's calling in to the radio station on today. Aaron, are you there?
Deep in the heart of Texas. Lord, I could sing, honey. Hi, Aaron. How you doing?
How you doing? My daughter's also here with you too. She's a big fan as well. She just wanted to say hello.
What's her name?
We're celebrating our birthday this month. She'll be 18 and I'll be 43. Tomorrow she'll be 18 on the 20th.
Okay.
Lord, happy birthday,
Happy
you nasties. What is y'all's goal this year? I mean, y'all are both turning a year older. We're talking about motivation. As a father, as a daughter, as a young woman, tell me, what is your goal in life? Or just for this year. It don't have to be a whole life.
I want to see my daughter graduate. I push her so much, and she thinks I'm kind of hard on her, but I push her so hard. But I'm so proud of her, and she works her tail off. She does what she can.
What's her name?
Erin as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, okay.
That fruit don't fall far from the tree. Hey, Aaron, both Aarons. I'm speaking to the young lady. Are you going to graduate? You're 18. It's coming close. How's it looking? Okay, well, you only have one shot at this. I mean, obviously, there's other options, but life's not going to slow down. So make sure that, I mean, if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your dad. Obviously, you need to have that mindset, but like, there is no reason why other people in the world can succeed at this and you can't, sweetheart. So don't let anything stop you. If your grades are down, get them up, because I promise you, this small achievement is going to impact your life so big you have no idea. And then just making your father proud is going to be incredible, because I wish my father was still alive. He didn't even get to see the amazing things that I got to accomplish as a mother, as a WWE superstar, and I can never get that back. So sweetheart, listen to Lacey Evans for just this one moment, because school is important. And if you can prove to yourself, put your father aside, prove it to yourself and show yourself what you're capable of. Okay, because that is going to set your standard going forward in life as a in a competitive mindset, because that's what life is. It's competitive across the board, not only career, education, and love and happiness, but you have to dig deep and find inside yourself to make this happen. Okay, is there how close? Like, what are your grades? Are they good, or are they just like barely hanging in there? All right, well, you know what you need to do. Get back to the drawing board, write down the ones that are lowest, and start buckling down and focus, honey. Happy birthday, by the way, Aaron. All right, y'all have a... Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you a quick question.
Yes.
It's about the WWE, and what is your opinion, or what is your advice? One thing I always wanted to ask is, do you think the women should have an Intercontinental and a U.S. title?
Oof. I mean, I think that we're capable, very, very capable of having those. I think it's just a matter of time. Obviously, with the women's evolution and what we have shown the world that what we're capable of doing, it wouldn't shock me to have those. I think that, of course, I think that we should have the platform and every opportunity to continue to show what we're capable of. And I think it's just a matter of time. I think the women's division and everything in regards to that is growing. But yeah, I mean, women are incredible, and WWE has shown the finest athletes and motivators in the world. So, fingers crossed, honey.
And I hope and pray you're the first U.S. women's WWE women's champion ever. I hope it. I just wanted to put that out there because I think that needs to be put across, and this is how I wanted to do it. So.
Oh, well, thank you, honey. Thank you, Aaron, both of you guys. Happy birthday. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Aaron.
What a
Thank
couple
you.
motivators.
I know.
I mean, his goal is for his baby to graduate. Huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot of, hey, and the whole world heard it, Aaron. So come on, buckle it down.
Yeah, get those grades up. And it's good to have Dad wants to make sure that she's successful in
Yeah.
life.
That
And-
support is just everything a child could needs, in life. So Aaron's got it. So now you
Yeah.
got to hold up your end of the bargain. Your daddy loves you enough to care about it. So love yourself enough to make it happen.
That's right. And Lacey knows your name now. So
Yeah, I do.
I
I'm
know
gonna
her.
find you.
I know her. She's very serious
Mm-hmm.
about what she says. So, but it's listen to that phone call. It's right in line with what we're talking about. A champion's mindset, which kind of moves us to another area where we're talking about support. When there's things that you want to do, things you want to accomplish, things in life that but I don't want my life to just be just a straight line, and then after I'm gone, they just remember just who I am and not what I did,
Right.
leaving that behind. But that support system, and that's what I heard, with Aaron supporting his daughter, she has that support system set into place where, she can get the grades up and be whatever she wants to be in life. And that is truly awesome. And we encourage you to find your support system, a close friend, someone that's going to be honest with you and not just going to, just say whatever just to You know,
That drives me nuts
yeah,
more than anything.
So let's
Lofton,
talk about
is,
that.
oh, let me get this off, because there is nothing worse than the ones that love you. And I put up the, what is this? The quote.
Yeah, the quote. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody that loves you, but they sit back and watch you do nothing with your life. They sit back and watch you not just fail. I'm not talking about failing, because we all fail every day, brother.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they just sit back and watch you live life at your minimum when they know what you're capable of. People are capable of literally anything, and I know you've heard that before, but it is so true. And one thing that people should do is surround themselves with people that will acknowledge the fact that their happiness is low, that their motivation is low, and figure out ways that you can motivate each other.
Yes.
But people don't want to do that. They never want to see the person next to them doing better than they are. People like that aren't in my life anymore, Lofton, for a reason. And it took me a while to realize that like birds of a feather flock together, for one. And I know you've heard that quote. I'm big on quotes, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, surround yourself with people that actually care about how much you care about yourself.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From your health to to your weight, to your happiness, to your career. Like, they should be asking you, how do you feel today? And what are your goals today? And what did you accomplish? And what can I help you with? Like, that is the life that we need. Not only just people that are surrounding, but each other. Man, life is too short to sit there and allow people around you that are just watching you do nothing with your life. And you shouldn't do that to other people. When you see people struggling, or when you see people just accepting their life as it is and not pushing the limits and going out of their comfort zone, you should grab their hands and pull them out of that comfort zone. Because you know why? You are never going to grow unless you challenge yourself. Until you grow most when you're most uncomfortable.
Exactly. And a lot of people, the day and time that we're living in now, not just with the pandemic, but people are struggling. People are struggling. They had dreams. They had things that they want to accomplish before the pandemic happened. And then the pandemic happened. And then because they had the wrong people around them, now, what was a dream is now just a thought. What was a dream is now just a thought. And I want to encourage that. Who you associate yourself with, that's who you're going to assimilate.
Right, and I want to point out that you said what was a dream is now just a thought, but listen to me, hold on to that thought. As long as it's a thought, there is still a probability that you can create that dream and make it back again and make it come true. Just don't forget about it. You know what I mean? So the pandemic and life right now is crazy.
Yes.
But it's time that that's when we need to reach in the deepest. Write down, if we think it, ink it. If it's goals, if it's the weight, write the weight off of your shoulders, put it aside. If you can't change it, if you can't do nothing about it right then, write it down and put it aside, and then write them goals down and then dreams down, and don't forget them, because this too shall pass.
Yes,
and there will be opportunities and moments as long as you open your eyes and look for them. And I feel like a lot of times people just get down and out and sad and depressed, and they start to shut their eyes. And I'm not talking about just figuratively, like in your goals. I'm talking about they start to literally, Lofton, go to sleep. They just go in and they sleep. They sleep through their depression. And trust me, I've been there. I'm a big advocate on mental health and counseling, and I go and I'm actively doing those things to ensure that I put my championship foot forward every day. It takes a lot of work, but as long as we don't shut our eyes completely and just go lay down and accept the situations that are hitting us left and right. We can close our eyes to take a deep breath, but honey, as soon as you take that deep breath, open your eyes up again and you take that championship foot forward.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of people, and just remember that a lot of people, we all go through things. We all get knocked down. And I've used a famous quote that I used to use a lot in the Marine Corps with young Marines is that where they would come to me, well, I made a mistake, I did this. And I would always tell them, listen, it's not how many times you fall down, it's what you learn when you're down, and whether you decide or not that you're going to get up. And that's what we are encouraging, that you have to make the conscious decision that I'm going to get up, It doesn't have to be your level of growth. It doesn't have to be the same as everybody else's. Your level of accomplishing your dreams, the things that you will like, it doesn't have to be like everybody else. Remember, it's your dream. It's your passion. These are things that you want to do. It's your responsibility to accomplish those things, and you can't leave it in anyone else's hands. And when you fall down, you have to make the conscious decision that I'm going to get up.
Right.
I'm going to get up. I'm going to get back up and pick up from where you left off. And I think, you know, a lot of times, especially when it comes to like fitness or whatever, people make mistakes and they feel like, oh well, that's it. You know, I'll throw
Or,
in the
or
towel.
compare. You
Yeah.
know, they compare their journey or their fitness physique or their lifestyles to what they see on social media, which is
Yeah.
a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But how you said, just don't compare your
Yeah.
journey. Don't compare because everybody's is different.
Mhm.
And but it's up to you at the end of the day to make that conscious decision to say, look, either I can get up right now. Everybody's got the same 24 hours, right?
Yes,
But we
that's
all got
right.
different dreams.
Mhm.
So wake up, start your day. Sometimes the only accomplishment you're going to
Yeah.
do that day would probably be a strong cup of coffee and writing that list down.
Yes.
But hell, that's okay. As long as you drank that coffee and you mentally said, okay, look, I'm going to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So don't ever compare, because sometimes that's all I get done. And I'm
Yeah.
one of the biggest motivators ever. Some days are that hard for me, but I will refuse to just lay there and throw in the towel.
That's right. Because, man, 30 minutes is not long
I
enough.
know.
Now, we still got a little bit of time. 843-379-1010. One last call. 843-379-1010. We still got time for one more call. But, you know, when it comes to you writing those, you have to write those things down that you want to do, and you have to go after those things. You can't compare yourself with other people. One of the things I like to think and say is that you cannot compare someone else's dream to your struggle, because they're not the same.
Right.
They're not the same. Their struggle and them accomplishing their dream is totally different from yours. Your struggle and you accomplishing your dream is totally different. The biggest thing is that at the end of the day, when you get to that finish line, that you appreciate the experience of you going through the things you had to. You can turn around and teach others and encourage others and recognize the signs.
Yep.
When people are starting to tap out or throw in the towel, no, wait, you know, this is my close friend. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, we're not doing that today. No, we're not doing that today. Get up, get on your feet, and get moving. So, so we talked about a lot of things on today. We still have a little bit of time where we're talking about the champion's mindset. Obviously, we would definitely. This is a great time to spend with all of you. Thank you so much for calling in. We have one more call, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up. So. While we're waiting for that call, while you're watching us, thumbs, hearts, as many as possible in the next 2 minutes. Let's see them.
Who's calling?
And let's hear them.
Hello.
Lacey Evans is in the building, WWE star.
Oh, then the caller hang up. Come on, you got that nervous, honey.
You were the last
You think
call.
this was the hardest thing life was gonna throw at you? You nasty. One more caller, or else I'm hanging up.
You heard
nervous.
it.
He was nervous to go live. Come on, y'all.
Well, this is WWE's superstar, Lacey Evans. She has that effect on a lot of
I know.
people, so they hang up. Don't be nervous. Call in 843-379-1010.
You missed your chance. Come on, honey.
We got time for one more call if you're viewing us online.
Dig down deep and get the courage. No, but today's topic was awesome, and just thank you for having me out, Lofton, because it means a lot to me to not only tell the world that no matter where you come from, no matter what you've been through, no matter what cards are stacked against you, you are the one who gets to decide what game you're going to play with those cards. And it's something that left and right I found myself doing in my life from growing up through a rough childhood, and one thing led to another, and I refuse to be a victim of my circumstance. I don't care what was thrown at me. I mean, some days it was harder than most, but it's I picked the deck up and I played the game, and I just never stopped playing. And that's sometimes all we can do in life is just never stop playing. Don't give up. Break the cycle and get that championship mindset.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to Motivation Moments with Thurman Lofton. Our special guest, WWE superstar Lacey Evans. Those of you in your vehicles, this was WKWQ FM 100.7, the Gullah People's radio station. the soul of the city. You tune in on next week at 4:30. We'll be back to our regular time on next week. Next Thursday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here. Thank you for listening. Stay focused, work hard, and be blessed. See you next week.
You've been listening to Motivation Moments right here on WKWQ 100.7 FM. The program is usually scheduled for Thursday afternoons at 4:30 p.m., but because of some scheduling challenges, the program aired today from 4:30 until 5 o'clock.